My name is Leanne Markle. This is me. I'm part of the Pigeon Letters Design Team. I'm an artist, illustrator, and small business owner. I'm also a busy mom. Today I want to talk to you about mindful meditative drawing and how to add that into your daily practice and some useful things that I've learned from adding this to my practice as well. All you need is some pins. I'm going to be using the Pigeon Letter monoline pins. And we'll talk more about the different marks, but I have an 05, an 03, and an 01, and these are great to use. And then I also recommend having a sketchbook. I recommend using a sketchbook to dedicate just to your mindful meditative drawings because it's a great way to look back at the progress that you've made. And yeah, it's great to celebrate the work that you've made. We often look at the things we haven't done and rarely look at the things that we've accomplished. And for me, it's been really motivational and helpful to look back at all the work that I have and having it in one place and knowing when I start my drawing session, everything's going to be in this book. Another thing too is I recommend using a pen because with a pen, it really helps you it forces you to not erase, and so you have to commit to the line. And then that in turn really helps you improve your drawing skills and build confidence in your drawings and in your marks that you're making. If you don't already draw in pen, that might sound really intimidating at first. But I know for me, before I started using a pen to draw and sketch, I would use a pencil and I would sketch it out and erase and sketch it and erase until I felt like it was perfect, which there's no such thing as perfect. But what I felt is it was really hindering me from moving forward and actually making progress in my drawings because I would spend so much time just trying to make it look perfect instead of drawing it out and then giving yourself the opportunity to improve upon what you've already set down, right? The hardest part is to get started, and once you get started, you can always build up from that. But if you don't get something on the page, it's hard to do that. And so why it's helpful in your meditative drawings, it's a similar concept, is it just really helps you to make the mark. It teaches you to be kind and compassionate. Well, maybe it doesn't teach you, but please do be really kind and compassionate with yourself about your marks and see that over time, just like exercise, you'll see that your marks will start improving. They'll look, you'll see improvement in your art, and that's great motivation. Mindful meditative drawing is a visual technique for training attention and awareness and putting the mind in a calm and stable state and exercising your creative muscles. Life and your minds can get so busy, and making time for your daily art practice can get tricky. We're all busy juggling so many different things, not just physically, but also in our heads all the time. I know for me as a mom and I also homeschool and I manage all of the stuff going on in our house. We have lots of pets. And then I have my illustration work, my art practice, and my small business. I'm constantly in my head and doing multiple things at once or changing from one context to another one. And it gets hard to really connect with yourself once you're ready to start making work. Once you have the time to make art, it's tricky to get into it. I really wanted to find a way to bring in that meditative practice into my art and combine them together. And mindful meditative drawing is a place that I found that I could merge my mindfulness, self-care, and connection to myself with my art. And a side benefit of that has been it's really actually helpful in a lot of different ways. It helps you to build your art skills, build up your visual library, helps you build muscle memory, and just so many other cool benefits that I hope that you'll find helpful as well. Okay, so I'm going to show you a few different marks that I like to use when I start my drawing sessions. I usually like to do a mindful meditative drawing before I actually start working on whatever art project that I have going on, or before I start working on something. It really helps me to loosen up. Sometimes if I don't know where to start, it actually helps me connect with myself and with my art. And then usually I do find something that I get inspired. So I like to use these clips to help keep my journal open. So for this one, we'll start with a monoline 03. So I like to keep it simple. Just take a deep breath and start with the horizontal line. I like to use a 2-page layout. And when you first start, you can use 1 page, or depending on the design that you're using. It usually only takes about 10 minutes for most of these. I just try to keep it simple. And take a deep breath. Just connect with your pen to paper and the lines that you're making. And if you've meditated before, it's very similar. Once you start drawing in your mind, and you're able to bring awareness to your mind, all those thoughts will start coming in, and you want to just bring yourself back. It's not about getting rid of the thoughts. It's about coming back to your page and to your lines. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. Try to be kind with yourself. Take a deep breath. Sometimes I find I'll be holding my breath, and it's good to bring awareness to that and take a deep breath. And also, it's a place to, we're just experimenting, there's no expectation at the end. So try to be kind and compassionate with yourself about your lines. It's okay if they're not perfect. think what makes art interesting is all the imperfections, especially in line work. It's just so beautiful when lines are imperfect. You know that it was made by somebody, by a human and not by a computer. And it's just something beautiful about it. It also adds some movement. I recommend making it a goal of yours to finish the page, even if you start with a mark that you're not really happy with. Finish the mark, see where it goes. You'll always learn a lot about your process if you allow yourself to finish. Also, using a pen really helps you to train yourself to let go of those imperfections, or like this all or nothing thinking, or trying to make it look a certain way. Can't erase with pen, so it kind of allows you some freedom. And planning's optional. You can just start making marks and see what happens. You can have a goal for yourself or a pattern in mind, or something really simple like just like this, just keeping all the lines across the page. Also, it really helps with making your line straighter is moving your moving your whole arm, not just your wrist. Find like my lines are straighter when I do that versus if I just try to use my wrist. I'm not going to be able to get that same line. Lots of lines just look beautiful together, whether they're really wavy or straight. The waviness of a line adds some movement, and that in combination with some straighter line, it just looks really cool. There's really no right or wrong way. So be kind with yourself. The more marks you make, the more you're going to find which types of marks you like making, which ones you find more challenging. And there's no expectation. Yeah, sometimes I even notice when I'm rushing, it's a good time to slow myself down. There's no rush. Yay! I love the way this looks. Just the lines all together. It looks so pretty. Next, I'm going to show you another design that I like to use. We'll be using the 01 monoline pen. So this is a coil. I really like to use this, especially after I make the lines. I really feel it opens up my hand. So I love the way this came out. I love all the little imperfections of each little coil. Really interesting and fun to look at. The next one I want to show you is one of my favorite, one of my go-to designs. It's just, this one takes a little bit longer than the other ones, but some days when I really feel like I need just to connect to myself, or maybe I don't have an idea exactly what I want to draw just yet, I find that this is really helpful just to do. It takes a little bit longer, so I have a little bit more time to connect to myself and connect to my art. I also really love the end result of this one. And this one, I'm using an 05. I love the way this line drawing came out. Every time I'm excited to see the end result. I hope I was able to inspire you and give you a few new ways to add mindful meditative drawing to your daily practice. Let's inspire each other. Tag me on Instagram at Leanne Markle with your ideas. I'd love to see what you've drawn, what marks you love to use, and I'd love to know if you found this video helpful. See you in the next video. Thanks.